One. I apologize. Technology is not on my side this evening, but we are starting over. We're starting over, clean slate. But anyway, I'll wait a few seconds, allow people to join me tonight. I'm really excited. We have a lot of stuff to go over because so much is going on in beauty. And so much, so much, so much. But I am trying to be super optimistic about all the things that are going on because some of this stuff I really wish wasn't happening. But I have my own think piece. So many people have their own perspectives and thoughts on what's going on with beauty right now, and particularly with Pat McGrath Labs. And I have my own opinion. So, anyways, hi and welcome. I'm C. Michelle, and welcome to Friday Night Live, where we talk about all things beauty and fashion, while we're building community and fellowship. So, tonight we are going to be talking about, as I mentioned, Pat McGrath Labs and the new Tyra Banks documentary. All while I do my makeup, showing you parts of actually, I think this is my full Pat McGrath collection. So I have these palettes. I have an OG palette that she made back in 2016, 2015. Or was it 2014? I'm not sure, but either way, I have stuff to go over. So make sure you grab a snack, grab something to drink, get cozy, because we are going to be hanging out for a while. So though I'm filming this live, if you are watching the replay, hello and thank you so much for watching. And make sure that you guys like and subscribe to this channel. It lets me know that you guys are enjoying what's going on here. So first, I am going to start with Pat McGrath Labs and how Pat McGrath is an icon. First of all, if you don't know who Pat McGrath is, she is, I'm going to say this word again, iconic, an iconic makeup artist. She started back, oh geez, way before makeup became popular, way before makeup became a thing. Pat McGrath was one of the first Black women on the scene. And at that, she was doing Milan Fashion Week. She was doing Paris Fashion Week. She was doing all of these avant-garde, hi guys, all of these avant-garde looks on the runway. So people were, please give me a like, let me know you're out there, give me a like, just double tap the screen, and please subscribe to the channel while you're here. I am only a few away from 2,000 subscribers, so please give me a like and subscribe. Thank you so much. Hi everybody. And so Pat McGrath was one of the first. She is the OG. She's one of the original people to be on the scene creating looks for brands and designers from, gosh, John Galliano, when he was over, I think, Dolce & Gabbana. Like, this goes way back. I mean, years and years and years ago. So when she was coming out with a makeup brand, oh, I was super excited because I remember looking at her looks when they would come down the runway. Back in the day, they used to be on E. If you're in America, we have this style channel, channel E, and all the runway shows would be on there late at night. So I would be watching that and Oscar de la Renta. And I remember seeing these thought-provoking, just beautiful pieces. Thank you so much. These thought-provoking, just amazing looks, things that weren't the norm. Bold, bright eyeshadow colors, glass skin, and just a ton of other things like that. So there we go. So I found her, let me see, I found her work just to be amazing. So when she was coming out with a makeup brand, I said, absolutely sign me up. So one of her very first launches, I think I missed. Hi, Naturally Corporate, welcome. I'm so happy you could make it. One of Pat McGrath's first launches, please guys give me a like and subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. shameless plug, was this launch right here. This launch right here was one of her very, very first. And I'm going to go through this in a minute, but it's so glittery. And as you can see, it's so glittery and all that stuff. I got a new bag because once I take it out, I'm going to be switching it over to another one. But anyway, so just intrigued, and she came out with like the mothership palettes and all of these palettes, and I said, oh my goodness, I have to get them. And when they first came out, they were very expensive, I think. And this is before I think makeup was really getting up there with pricing. Makeup was not that much. Like you could go to MAC and maybe get a 4 quad palette. You could go to a few different places and get makeup, and it wasn't breaking the bank with your prices. But when Pat McGrath came out and a few others, you know, they started charging $50 for a palette. Then it slowly started rising. Well, this palette right here, I don't even, what's this one called, child? Let me see. This is a mothership. I think this might be the first mothership. This is the only one that I have. I didn't buy all of the motherships, but I have these 2 palettes right here, and this is one of them. So she came out with palettes that were large quantities, okay? These pan sizes are huge. And then the quality is amazing. The texture is outstanding. The longevity is, you know, just top of its class. Made in Italy. And so, you know, it was special. It was just super special. And then this palette right here, this one that came out, this one, maybe I'm reaching by saying this one was controversial, but as you can tell the difference, like this is a bigger pan, but this is black, heavy, made super well, and this one is cardboard. And let me know in the comments if you guys have any Pat McGrath palettes. This one is cardboard, but it has more shades, smaller pan sizes. So if I compare them without sharing all of my business, let me just put something over it. So here we go. So it's this palette right here, right, in comparison to this one. So when you see it compared to one another, of course, you can tell the difference, right? From the pan sizes to just how they look and everything like that. This one is the Mothership Mega Celestial Nirvana. So does it say where this one is made? This one is still made in the UK, but the thing that people really liked about these Pat McGrath palettes is that they were luxurious, right? If you're going to pay this much for a palette, you want this, right? But people started to find that it's hard to travel with. It's all of these things, which was way over my head because that didn't matter to me. If I want to bring something, I'm going to bring it and I'm going to make it work. But with that being said, so much changed behind the scenes, unbeknownst to us. Like the quiet sell of her first investor sold off their property, sold off their makeup brands because they were having issues with, I guess, allegedly a whole host of things. So they sold off a lot of the brands, and it was Pat McGrath, I think it was Besos, just other brands. If you guys are interested in that, there's plenty articles on that, but I believe, and what I've been reading and listening to and hearing, is that once the first investor left, everything just kind of went downhill. There have been articles on like an issue with leadership. I am not selling anything. I'm talking about Pat McGrath Labs makeup right now. But give me a like and a follow. Thank you very much. So there has just been a lot of transition. There are articles that said there were issues with leadership, issues with expectations, demands. There was a new investor. They evaluated the brand to be at $1 billion. And I love to see that for this Black woman. Loved it so very much. Like I wanted this to just be everything. I wanted this to blow up. I wanted this to just expand and just be all the things. And people were sticking behind her. And I think people still are sticking behind her by buying every mothership that comes out, by what do you okay, by buying all of the palettes that comes out, all of the things that come out. But after a while, after they got this new investor, I am assuming allegedly, after the new investor, and you know, they bring their own people, change your leadership, they see what sells, I think, and they keep selling it. So we kept getting things that looked like each other. Lots of palettes that looked the same. And you can look at many different articles, you can look at many different people talking about this, but we got lots of pink palettes, lots of pink, lots of pink, lots of pink. And in my opinion, Auntie Pat left the group chat. Auntie Pat left the group chat and she was just like, no. The creativity, the spark, all the things that she was doing, she was out of there, I think. And I think that's what led to the Louis Vuitton collaboration, where she is now the executive director or the face, essentially, of Louis Vuitton Beauty. And I'm like, oh yeah, she definitely checked out the group chat, in my opinion, allegedly. I'm like, you got a whole brand in your name. And some people can do more than one thing, of course. You can have all the things. But I think it would be hard to me to have a full experience doing both. And I think she went where her creative genius, which I do believe she is, can be appreciated and expressed. And if Louis Vuitton Beauty is allowing her to do that, I don't blame you, babe. But my problem is, or not my problem, but my issue, I'm unboxing this one, and I digress. I love the packaging. Like, it was the old school packaging with this like wraparound thing. I don't know what it's called or anything, but that. So I am unboxing right now a lip moisturizer, because we are going to get started with the makeup, because I'm too busy yapping instead of actually doing my makeup. So this is just a moisturizer to get my lips ready for the actual lipstick I'm going to be putting on. But I don't know where I was. But I think that if she goes to Louis Vuitton, she went there meticulously because she was able to be the Pat McGrath that we all know and love. She was able to go there, be creative, do all the things, and, you know, still have that creative freedom and not have the business part behind it. You know, it's probably a lot to have a brand. It's probably a lot. But what I was saying before is the namesake part. It's named after her. So if she is to sell off her assets, because at one point it was going to auction, the brand was going to auction, they were going to sell off the whatever pieces of the brand they were going to sell. But that would be really hard, I can imagine, as a brand owner, to lose your namesake. Like, so many, this happens to so many brands, like with Bobbi Brown. She now has Jones Road. She lost her brand. Fashion designers like Kate Spade, she no longer owned her name. And now it's like, when brands become a thing, I know your name is everything, but like, I don't think I would actually use my name if I'm going to have investors, at least the first go round. I would probably wait until I make a certain amount of equity and then make the brand. Like, I don't know. I don't know how that goes. I don't know. But I just think it would be hard to lose your namesake. All right, guys. So in the chat, I need help deciding on a palette to use. So are we going to use this one, the Celestial Nirvana palette? Here is the palette right here. And please let me know in the comments if we should use this one. You could just say the pink or the black. So this is the Celestial. And then this one right here is the Mothership palette. I believe this one is the first Mothership. So let me know which palette to use. And for those that are just joining, thank you. Please give me a like and subscribe to the channel. I am so close to 2,000. Okay, so let's see here. I think I am going to, come on guys, give me a vote. I don't know. I'm going to swatch a couple colors because there's a couple I really haven't played with all that much, like this one. That's another thing Pat was doing. She was giving special shades in her palettes, and these are really expensive formulas. So she was giving multi-chromes and shades that were shifting and shades that were doing things, and people loved that about her. So this one was one of her, she gave it a different name, like a multi-dimensional color she would call them, or I can't remember the exact term, but they were special shades, very, very special shades. So I'm going to swatch another one. Let's see, is this one a special shade? I don't think so. No, so that one, oh wait, this one might be this lilac-y color looking one. I don't know. But the only one I see the shift in is this first one here. I think I'm going to play around with that one. But these colors, like I said, are buttery to the touch. They're beautiful. And you can probably foil them with like some setting spray, spray your brush or your finger. I like to apply my foils and my shimmers with a finger because it's nothing like warming up the product with your hand and applying it to the eye. It just does something special to it. So I am going to take this Best Skin Ever concealer. Ooh, no, this part of the mirror does not work. And we're just going to play around with the eyes today because I only have eye and lip products from Pat McGrath. I had a concealer, but I ended up using that up. So just putting a little concealer on the eye and blending it out. Yeah, this mirror is way too far. And then I will show you guys the very first launch that she had. I do have that, but I'm going to do that after I'm touching all of this makeup in my eye because it's just, like I showed you earlier, very glittery and everything like that. So honestly, those are more so my thoughts about the brand. I really hope that everything works out for Pat McGrath. You can still pick up Pat McGrath products in the stores. I believe she sells in Sephora. I believe she's in Ulta too. And of course, directly on her website. Here's the palette again. I think I'm going to go in with, what am I feeling? I think I'm going to go in with this top shade right here. I'm going to use that in the transition. Actually, you guys, this is so, I have treated these palettes like so gently. I still have the plastic on here. I'm just saying. I still have the plastic on there. I treat her good. You know what? I'm going to use both of these palettes. I feel like I could mix them. Ooh, now hold on, child. I'm not going to lie. This mirror is giving Funhouse. Okay? It is. Ooh. Yeah, I can't use this mirror. I cannot. Wow. I didn't realize the mirror was not that good. But anyway, while I am blending, how is everyone doing out there? Let me know in the chat. Did you guys experience the cold tundra that was here or in your area, or did it bypass you? Are you in a warm climate where you live? Do you live in the US? Where geographically are my viewers right now? That would be really cool to know. Here we go. Don't be shy. All right, so hopefully you guys can see me. I'm hoping that this lighting is giving what it needs to give. I might put the light up here. Is this in the way if I do? Ooh, ooh. Let's see. Okay, I feel like that's better. Hopefully it's not too heavy, and I hope this thing does not fall, because it will just fall. All right, let's see. All right, let me take the warmth off. I feel like that's too cool. That's too cool. All right, so hopefully you guys can see. So we're using that one shade in the crease area. Hey guys, and welcome. If you can give me a like and subscribe. I am only a few away from 2,000, and I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. So I use that first shade in the Mothership palette. So now I'm trying to decide if I want to go smoky or if I just, I don't know. I feel like using some crazy colors. So we're probably going to use all types of stuff in this tutorial. I might do 2 different looks on the eye. No, I want it to look the same. So let's go on with this chocolate brown. I'm being a little safe right now. You know what? I think I'm going to use one of the pinks because that is what Auntie Pat has been given lately. Our pinks. And as you can see how pigmented these shades are, just absolutely gorgeous. You can do so much with these palettes. Another thing that I was thinking about in terms of Pat McGrath, or just any eyeshadow brand, there are not a lot of people that are actual like makeup collectors. So if you're spending a lot on an eyeshadow palette, or even if you are just buying makeup for the first time, 9 times out of 10, you'll have that palette for however long, right? Say you don't use it often, or you're experimenting, or even if you are a collector like myself, we have so much. It's so much pulling at your attention all the time. It's hard to just be a one-stop shop. So I feel like, and this is what I heard another creator say, she said, a lot of brands don't make palettes anymore that are super expensive because the turnover just isn't it. It's just not there. They're not buying the makeup like, they were hoping for or expecting. So when you make palettes that cost a lot of money, people aren't going to use it lightly. They're going to more than likely take their time with it, get good use out of it, probably not buy another palette, like I said before, for a very long time, because it is an investment. It's not a cheap thing. But, it's more people that have that viewpoint than, I guess, that are actual collectors. And then if you're giving the same product over and over again, same color story, same this, same that, people are just kind of like, oh. So a couple things. I want to try one of these pinks. I like this shade, but I really want, no. Okay, I am going to use this color right here. So if I bring it back some, let's see, it's a little, yeah, you can't see. You won't be able to see it. So this has like a tealy, pinkish, purplish hue to it. So that's the shade right there. And I'm going to use my finger. And like I mentioned before, when you use your finger and apply the shadow, it just, I don't know if you guys can see how pretty that is. Wow. It just warms up the product perfectly. And for me, the placement of this is paramount. So I am placing it slightly over the lid So it makes it covers the fold a little bit. So if you can see from this eye to that eye, my eye looks a little bit bigger and a bit more open when you go over your eyelid a little bit. If you guys want eyeshadow tips, please watch my last live from last week. I go in depth describing how to do your eyeshadow. So this is what it looks like on this eye in particular. Very little fallout, but it is a very glittery type of eyeshadow. I kind of want to pack some other color on here. I want to try that color as a topper next. So I'm going to take a synthetic brush and I am going to spray it. Yeah, I think I'm going to spray it. Just a little bit, because I really want the color to be bold. I want it to be like a lot. So, because I like color and I want it to be packed on. So here we are. I'm going in the Mothership, the Nirvana palette, the Mothership one. I'm going on with this pink here. And I just want it to be bold. All right, here we go. Sorry if this thing is shaking, but it is. Now, like I mentioned before, you can still get Pat McGrath in all of the stores. I'm not sure what it's going to look like in the future, but I'm just hoping the brand stays. It stays alive. So far, and I mentioned in another live, you guys can watch that, where I talked about the closings of brands already. First, we started the year with Mally Beauty and Cover FX closing. We ended 2025 with Cmichellestyles closing. Now we're wondering about Win Beauty because their investor has, I think, filed for bankruptcy or something has happened with Win Beauty's investor, Serena Williams brand. And now Pat McGrath just filed for bankruptcy. So I'm just like, okay, is this the year of closings? Is this the year of brands? I'm not sure. But one thing's for sure is I'm hoping that Pat McGrath Labs does not close. And I'm hoping that if or when they restructure, they give the people what they want. Just give the people what they want. They want the Pat McGrath creativity. Let me speak for myself. I want the Pat McGrath creativity. She did a glass skin. She did glass skin for a runway show, right? And people wanted that product. They wanted it, they wanted it, they wanted it. And unfortunately, it took a while for the product to come out. People don't have the same attention span. They want that product and they want it now. So I think by the time the product came out, the momentum was just kind of like, meh. So I don't know how that product sold. I'm not sure because I didn't get it. I just let my natural oils come in, hun, and that's glass skin. Okay, that's glass grease. Okay, so, and I'm fine with that. But it would be a great product for somebody who loves that dewy look, for somebody who loves a glow and all of that jazz, or wants that runway look for their show or something like that. But yeah, I'm just hoping that this brand makes it. I'm going to go back in with that first color that I used here. I do see this color can be a standalone without a doubt, but I also think this color could be used as a topper. So I'm just going to put that on top because I really want the color to go off. I want it to go crazy. So, and I'm only concentrating the glitter or the pigment in the front inner corner. And we'll have to clean all this piece up. Hey guys, for those that are just joining me, please give me a like. Just double tap the screen and subscribe because I am so close to 2,000 subscribers and I would greatly appreciate your support. Okay, so here we are. These are the eyes so far. If I'm looking at them, I'm not going to hold you. I do like this side better with just the pigment by itself. I do. So we're going to add liner because the liner and the mascara make the look. Point blank, period. But anyway, so I'm just hoping this is not a year of closures. I think, according to an article that I read, Julep Beauty might be next. I believe that's a nail brand. But the owner that owns Mally Beauty Cover Effects owns Julep too. So all I'm saying is I think they are, I don't know. But brands are going left and right. So I'm hoping that just the beginning of the year we experience a lot of brand closures. But like I said before, it's a lot of competition. And there's a lot of brands out there that are giving the people what they want. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm just really hoping that Auntie Pat doesn't necessarily leave her brand. Or if she does, then she's going to do what's best for her. But I'm hoping that the brand can bounce back. Because by it being chapter 11, I believe, like I said, it's better than being in an auction. Being in an auction to me just sounds really bad. But chapter 11 makes me feel like there is still hope, and there's lots of legal jargon and lots of stuff that I don't get into because that isn't my focus. But chapter 11, I know that she will still be able to sell her products in store. I'm not sure if she could do that if the brand went into an auction. Okay, I want some bolder colors here, so I'm just going to put a little bit of like red to deepen this a little bit. I'm going full clown. You hear me? Full clown. I want it to look I actually like that. That red kind of gave it something. It gave it something extra. I'm going to add a little bit of that red to the other side. And like I said, these pigments are beautiful. Both palettes, the one that is more cardboard, the Nirvana palette, and this one. Like they're still excellent quality. I mean, I don't know. Now, this Tyra Banks documentary. I think I watched the trailer 3 times because, and I didn't realize this at first. But after I watched the trailer and I went straight to the comments, people were like, oh my gosh, she's blaming us for her behavior. The people wanted it. The people wanted it. She was saying, if you watch the trailer. So you have to watch the trailer to know what I'm talking about. She was talking about how, you know, y'all were watching, okay? Y'all did this. Y'all made her put the girl in the pool. Y'all made her cut the people's hair on the show. Y'all made her do the things that happened on that show. And I think at the time, like that was like the millennial show, okay? We watched that show, especially the first few seasons. I'm just using one of the darker eyeshadows to use as a liner. And what brush is this? Just a MAC 266 brush. If you know, you know. And winging it out slightly, just a little. We would go and watch that show. Like that show is iconic. She would have auditions all across the country. People would be running to the auditions. Like it was just a sight to see. And you see this black supermodel putting people on and just like doing all this stuff. Like it was a lot. But in hindsight, when you think about it, you're like, dang, man, you see the trauma that it caused some of these ladies? Wow. You're like, dang, yikes, right? But the whole point of saying that we made her do it because we kept watching and we demanded it. Okay, we'll see. Now, mind you, that's how that's how the trailer was edited. I don't know what was said before or what was said after. Could have totally been taken out of context, but just as a means to get people entertained and talking about it and ready to watch it, which it did. Mission accomplished. And best believe February 16th, popcorn's ready. We'll be watching it. Cannot wait. Cannot wait. Like, that was just a time. That was just a time. You had Mr. J. Wasn't it two Mr. J's? It was Mr. J, Janice, Twiggy, Tyra. Okay? Somebody said in the comments they didn't want Janice to come on this show, child. And I don't know if Janice is going to be on there. She might make an appearance like Samantha. And just like that, if you know, you know. If you watch the show, you know what I'm talking about. Hey, y'all. Thanks for just joining. If you could please give me a like, double tap the screen, and subscribe to the channel. I am very close to, thank you, 2,000 subscribers. Girl, I got this little light overhead and a little light in the back. Making it do what it do. But I appreciate y'all watching and staying with me. Let me show you the eyeshadow that I use as my eyeliner. I use this chocolate brown right here. But yeah, so they were saying how they don't want, or a comment on the trailer said that they probably don't want Twiggy to come, not Twiggy, Janice to come on the show, because she'll really be telling it all. I don't know. Tell it all. Why not? Let me know, Joe. This is Cmichellestyles mascara. Ugh, I miss this brand. I have a lot from that brand too. But I'm really looking forward to seeing the show. I hope they have a lot of the models back on talking about it and sharing their stories. I did see an article from the Business of Fashion or one of the websites that stated the first winner from the season 1 is not going to be on the show. So I don't know why, but I read the headline only. I did not go in depth with the article because some were not available to me, meaning like they have a paywall or something like that, or you only can read so many articles that day before they cut you off. But here is what this eye looks like, you guys. This is so pretty. Come on, Pat McGrath Labs. I need you to stick around, boo. Or either come out with another line and I don't know. Whatever it is, the girls are going to support it. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to it because the show supported models that didn't have the standard traditional model look. So if you were plus size, if you were shorter, because I believe Eva Marciel was like 5'6", 5'7", not the standard 5'11" or taller, or 5'10" and taller. You had the non-traditional looking model that could go on that show and have a career. And she opened the doors for so many different women from various races, sizes, creeds, like all the things. And it was just something new, something fresh, something different at that time. I wonder if that show happened now, if some of the things that they were doing, if that would still fly, if that would work. Because now we have way more about body positivity and so many other things that are happening that I don't know if you could get away with a lot of the stuff that they did back then. I don't know. Maybe so. They might be able to do more, but leave your comment what you think, if they would be able to get away with more or less if the show was happening now. I love this eye makeup, y'all. Look at it. It looks so good. Love it, love it, love it. Do I want to put on some foundation now? Probably not, y'all. So I'll put on one of her lipsticks. I have two, and then I'll get back to my thought. I have this lipstick right here, which you guys saw earlier. It's not a lipstick. Oh, no. Yeah, this is a lipstick. This one is the Full Fantasy Lip Nope Sheer Contour Balm. So this is a balm. I'll give you just a little swatchy-roo. Just a nice, pretty pink there. The one episode of Tyra, I keep bouncing back and forth, subject to subject, but that's okay, where I think one girl got some surgery. This is the shade Omi Matte Trance. That's really pretty. And then I have the Clear Gloss of Pat McGrath too. I don't have any other complexion products like I mentioned before. I've either used those up or something, but they're gone. So I don't have any more complexion products. What was I gonna say about Tyra though? Child, what was I saying? I don't know. But anyways, I am looking forward to the show. I am excited to see what everyone has to say. But I'm hoping that Janice does make a cameo and Twiggy makes a cameo and they are able to share a part of their story too. I think it's important. And when they do stuff like this, I wonder if like a reboot is coming of some kind, or if something is coming down the pipeline in regards to a fashion show of some kind. All right, so let's put this lipstick on. Should I put on some foundation? No, we're not doing it. So we're going in with the Pat McGrath Omi. And this color is gorgeous. I'm definitely going to put on a liner with this. Yeah. I like the color. It's very pretty. I think if I were to sheer it out, it would look even better to where I wouldn't need a lip liner. But we're going to go ahead and put on a lip liner. And also, foundation makes a difference. Like if I had on a foundation or something like that, I think that would have made it look a little different too. All right, just lining the lips here. Oh, this is MAC's Root For Me lip liner. Just to blending out the sides here. And then I'm going to use a little bit of the eyeshadow too as a blush. Okay, so here's the lip. The liner did wonders. The liner did wonders. Okay, so in the comments, I would love to know what you guys think of the whole thing with Pat McGrath Labs, your thoughts on the Tyra Banks documentary, or the America's Next Top Model documentary that's coming out. Are you guys going to be watching it? Do you just have any thoughts overall? What do you think is going to happen with Pat McGrath Labs? My thought, I want to know, is she even really still involved with the brand? Like, is she still involved with the brand? Like, I don't know. You know what? I think I am going to take a mix of these two shades to make a blush, because we really don't have a lot of rules in makeup. We can kind of do what we want to do. So let's see what that looks like. Ooh, that is pretty. And I think I'll be doing a live soon, just talking about just other little makeup tips like blush placement. Like I only placed it here and back for certain reasons. So you have to make sure that you like and subscribe to get all the tea on how to do blush. I will probably have another live expressing how to do that and why, and face shapes and placements and things like that, because that is very important to know and understand when you are applying your blush. Blush placement will accentuate things, Like if you have higher cheekbones, you want to place it in a certain place. If you have a rounder cheek or a fuller face, you want to make sure your placement is meticulous there. So like I said, it's very strategic with your placement. And then, you know, how the girls do. Now, it's a little cold, so it's perfect to put it here, right? All right, here we go. And then that is all I'm going to do for the makeup. I love how the eyeshadow turned out. I love how this eye, my right side, came out more than this side. So that lets me also know less is more. Should have just left it as is. Your original thought, use my finger to warm up the product and just put it on the eye, and it just gave it this beautiful look on its own. I did some a little extra on this side, and I don't really like it as much. So stick to the original plan. It's fine. Less is more. All right, so that is all I have with that part of the makeup. Really quick, I will show you guys the original Pat McGrath launch right here in this bag. I'm gonna have to lay out some tissue because it's glitter everywhere in that bag. It's been so hard for me to let that product go. So incredibly hard, because to me, it's a collector's item. It's one of her first. It's one of the ones where you would take the lipstick and then you would add the glitter on top, the corresponding glitter. So this shade right here, hold on. So this is one of them. This is, these didn't even have, oh, Flesh One. Flesh One. So this is the first one. Let me just give it a little wipe because I haven't used these in forever. All right, so this is Flesh One. And let me see if I can find the corresponding glitter in this bag. And I'm kind of wiping them off as I go, child, because they've been around. Y'all, this lipstick lasts 36 months. I don't know if you guys can see that. 36 months. Now, mind you, most people hold on to their lipsticks for however which long they want to anyway. Some might hold on to it for, I don't know, 10 years, for example. But the fact that that product lasts that long, I've never seen a lipstick that had that amount of time on it, which is wild, which, I mean, I love. What? Most people gonna keep it longer anyway, like I said. All right, so like all of this glitter is all over this, so I'm being really careful. I was even thinking of putting gloves on because that's how messy this is. Oh, I can't even tilt this to show you. I can't, because I'll be finding glitter over the next like 5 years. But I will do a little swatchy swatch. As you can tell, I barely used it because I treated this product like a baby. Look at that. Oh, I hope you guys can see. But I mean, it just glides on. That's insane. This, ooh, dusty. I'm so glad I put something underneath this. I'm not sure. This doesn't necessarily have a date, but I'm assuming it's all the same. All right, just a couple more. Actually, quite a few more. So I'm just gonna pull them all out, and then, y'all, this glitter is so bad. Meaning it's everywhere already, and I really tried. I tried so hard. So it was 6 of them. Yeah, 6 total. I bought all of them. I think they came in sets of 3 each. Let me finish with the Flesh ones. Venom, Blood, Flesh 2. All right, so this is Flesh 2, and then I had one more that came in that set. But 1, 2. Oh no, they came in sets of 2. All right, so this is Flesh 2. It's a bit deeper. And then you were able to have the corresponding glitter that went with it. No, I use that quite a bit because I don't have that much left. Put that in here. Let's go to the Venom ones. This is Venom 2, and then I have Venom, well, that's Blood 2, and then Blood 1. All right, Venom. So here are the two Venoms. And like, this is the creativity piece that we were talking about, not we, that I was talking about with Pat McGrath. Like, she came out with these lipsticks and then she gave you a glitter to put on top of your lip. So you were walking around with glitter lips, right? Like, the girls love that. Yes, you know what I mean? Like, that's why people were so interested in Pat McGrath Labs, because she was giving us innovative things. This is the bright red is Venom 1, and the deeper, more burgundy-ish color is Venom 1. Venom 2, lied. But yeah, so she was giving us stuff like that. Like, you can just walk around with glitter everywhere, right? We want that. We miss that. So I'm hoping that Pat will give us back to the creativity, because I think people would buy it. This one was my favorite because I had a blue base red in here and a purple. So this one is more of an orangey red. These two were more of my blue base. These were my deeper colors. This is Blood 1 and Blood 2. The brighter red is Blood 1. The purpley color is Blood 2. Alrighty, we're gonna swatch these. Trying to find some arm left, some space left. Like, oh, look at this. So, as I was saying, this one is more of the blue base red. It's deeper. And then that's Blood 2. And then you have all of these. Oh, I still got a lot of product left in here. And like I said, I held on to it because I really, really love her stuff. And this is her first collection ever. So like, she first came out with lipsticks, I believe. So I'm like, no, this is a collector's item. Even though, like, I don't know if I would actually wear them because I've had them for so long. It's just a memory for me. It's a memory, and it is a collector's piece. All right, so these are the corresponding glitters. So you had more of a rose colored glitter to wear with one of the Venoms. As you can see here, the rose colored one. All right. Ooh. And then there are two more. Oh, these are for the flesh pots. So this brighter, y'all didn't see that glitter. It's falling everywhere. It's falling everywhere. Okay. And then this one was for either the Blood 1 or the Venom 1. And then you had a deeper glitter that you can wear with it as well. So I'm going to show you that. You had these. This is a deeper one. This is the more bright red one. And you can put them on top of your lipstick and boom, you're done. So, and then you have your glitter lips. And I'm telling you, it was a time. It was a time. So I am hoping Pat makes it. I'm hoping that this documentary for Tyra is good and entertaining. Like, look at this. Look at this. Do you see this? Beautiful. Well, anyway, I thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope you guys give me a like and leave me a comment and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. I appreciate those just hanging out with me and staying for a while. I will be back next Friday with more beauty news for Friday Night Live at 7:30. So please make sure you, like I said, like and subscribe. If you see articles and things that you want me to comment on or talk about or research further, just shoot me a message on Instagram or just at the article at me or the story or the topic. And I'll be happy to look into it a little bit more. I love research. Research is my thing. So thank you for indulging me and letting me just geek out to the things that I love most. And I hope you all have a fabulous, fabulous evening. If you're watching the game, go green. Adios, besos. Good night.